Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is George John. This is about Liberia. We'll be coming to you live from Europe. Now, tonight we'll be looking at a major newspaper tonight. Now, from our for where we sit. Just to let you know, we'll just go for a short break. Then from there, we'll give to the man who is the driver's seat tonight, is Mr. Francis Mono Mensah, who will be taking us through tonight. So don't go away, buckle up and stay. Let's take a ride with us. So until then, let's start. Now, before we go further, we want to also take another musical break. And once in a while, we'll be about featuring Liberian musicians. So we want to start tonight with this one. It's new for us. It's an old song. We want to play it for Liberians. So from there, we'll give Mr. Francis Mensah the chance to take us through tonight. And a 1 hour, 30-minute drive tonight. So be with us, stay tuned, and we will be right here with you. This is another Liberian song. Let me see what we got for you guys. This is it. There you go. This one.
It's so good. Turn the light low, turn the light, oh baby, turn the light low, turn the light. I don't wanna see your face as I put the right. I just wanna hear you scream my name all night, baby. Turn the light low, turn the light, oh baby, turn the light low, turn the light. I don't wanna see your face as I put the right. I just wanna see you like a shadow in the dark, baby. There's a principle to follow, and so much love that I got for you. And I got me sticking out to you all night, and making you to scream my name all night. I gotta sing this song to you, baby, and make you stick to me. Gotta take the joy, so much pleasure, I gotta make it. Go to me for loving is a song that I sing to you, baby. Calling out to you like glue, you the sweetest thing ever known. That is so smooth like chocolate. I don't wanna see, so I can't wait. I just wanna glue you like a shadow in the night. Yes, my mind, holding you up with a love song that I sing to you. Telling you love, I say let's ride. Why would you drop, man? Why you put it down? Turn the light low, turn the light, oh baby, turn the light low, turn the light. I don't wanna see your face as I put the right. I just wanna hear you scream my name all night, baby. Turn the light low, turn the light, oh baby, turn the light low, turn the light. I don't wanna see your face as I put the right. I just wanna see you like a shadow in the dark, baby.
1, 2, pull the curtain down. 3, 4, turn it light low. 5, 6, take off your clothes. Bring your text next to mine and wet powder cold. Your lips in my lips, tongue in my tongue. Fingers in my back and carries in me all along. 1, 2, lie on your bed. 3, 4, oh hold me tight. I wanna hear you scream my name when I'm squeezing you. 1, 2, I'm up and down. 1, 2, I love it when you scream my name. Ooh, ha. Give it hot to me, girl.
J'ai la femme de ma vie, j'ai le sang de mon cœur ce soir, baby. Un esprit trop fort pour me donner la vie, baby. Is there a time that I can't stay without you, baby? Est-ce qu'il y a temps dans la vie que je peux rester sans toi?
You're watching the review of Liberian Newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jamal Kamara. With me tonight to take us through is our man himself, Mr. Francis Mono Mensah will be taking us through tonight. Mr. Mensah, welcome. How are you, sir? There you go, sir.
I'm good, Jamal. Thank you very much. And hi to our listening audience out there, viewers across the globe. We're broadcasting from Europe. I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. My co-host, Jamal, is in the UK, Manchester. And we expect our co-host, Mr. Paul Cholope, who is in London, in the beautiful city of London. And as well, we'll be joined by our co-host from the United States of America in Chicago, Mr. Abba Mowa. Well, we have a list of exciting topics tonight to be viewed, and we have our own views on it as panelists. These are major newspaper headlines that has trending stories about our president traveling to China with a huge delegation, the release of the former Chief Justice Glover Musu Scott, and a host of other issues. So we'll be putting the topics up one by one, and we will discuss it. So Paul and Jamel, welcome again. And before we start the show, just tell the people how you guys doing today. How's it? Are you guys are very in the UK?
Well, good evening, gentlemen. It's good to be back here. This is the Lord Chilpe, the friend of King Charles. The UK is great. The weather is fantastic. Today, we can't complain. It's another day. And it's good to be among the living. It's good to be back here.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to be among the living. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah, for bringing it on again. It's good always to be back on the bottom line where we can look at issues from our own perspective, you know. So, and just to remind you, while we're taking through, we want you to share the show every time we come on. We come on here every Tuesday and Friday, and we look at major news headlines, Mr. Francis said. So it's good always to discuss Liberia. This is where I think Liberia is beyond every one of us. So it's a pleasure to be here once again.
Yes, guys. So again, please share the show with your friends, and grab a little water or tea or popcorn, because we have interesting stories here to be what you call it, X-rayed by the panelists here tonight. So I will ask Mr. Kamara to please
Let it roll.
put up a couple of the stories, and then
Okay. We will take you through to the this one. Probably this the budget issue. The House freezes the draft forecast, budget forecast. So this is a story from the New Dawn newspaper regarding the alteration of the budget that some of the lawmakers complain about. Now, so the speaker put a hold on to the how you call it, the recast of the budget, which is to make we send it back to make correction, send it back, and since there was some alteration. So this is the story regarding the speaker, Fanati Kofa, put a hold on to the recast on the ground that most of the lawmakers complained that there was some alteration made without their consent. So the New Dawn story carried this story. So it freezes. This is the headline of the 30th of this is today's news story. So this is a story to discuss, sir.
yes, I mean, just to give our viewers and those who listening by radio an overview of the headlines. I mean, the story is basically because the speaker was accused of tampering with the budget, and I think in his wisdom and the authority granted him, he decided to seize it. I mean, in other papers it says seize until a further investigation is established. Who did the alterations in the budget and the drafted budget? So yeah. So guys, what your take on it? We'll start with Paul on that.
Well, guys, this is Mama Liberia. It's a country that I love, and sometimes it makes me cry. This everyday news story in Liberia regarding some sort of financial problem. We all know that in Liberia, when there's a budget pass, after a few months, they come back and just do what they call recast. And then that recast, it means they have temper. Everybody have getting their share of the elephant meat. And then this is the story. This is where it is. It's not news. I wouldn't consider this as news. I just consider this as the the stealing continue, I would say Liberia, these are rockish people that we're dealing with. So it's no strange to me. I wouldn't waste my time on this story. I'll pass that on to Jamal.
Yeah, you see, Mr. Mensah, for me, I find it quite interesting because whatever is stealing or not, at least these things are coming to light where the speaker will be putting a freeze or hold on to these the budget, because I didn't know of these. They were happening before where lawmakers were complaining concerning some alteration made without their consent. So I would like to see the result of this. The result from the investigation setup. I understand that the speaker set up an investigation committee to investigate alterations were made because there was a file, there was a crowd from led by the Bapolu Senator Mr. Amara Kwane, saying that there was some alteration made to the budget from the Ministry of Health. So therefore, and other were made without their consent. So if the committee come up with a result, we would like to know because we are in the public domain or in the political space or that running these talk shows want to know what's going on. I'm happy that these things are happening right now because it's a good thing. If it's still happening, we didn't know of this. I didn't know. If you knew of this thing happening, I didn't know of it. At least they are bringing it to light to us to know what is going on. It's a kind of transparency going on. Kind of. We hope to see the results.
Yes, awesome. I think as well we as Liberians want to see that the results that will come from this investigation that is set up by the speaker will be authentic and real. I mean, we just don't want to see again that an investigation was held and nobody was found culpable of the act because an alteration in the budget in one of the most sacred financial instrument of the country, and be altered just by itself, just like the Virgin Mary. The angel went to the Virgin Mary, and this is beyond imagination, human comprehension. So look, we need that we hope that the investigation will establish a culprit. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, so yeah, we will go on to the next story. We see what we have.
Okay.
Welcome, Guy. We got Mr. Augusta Guy Tume, CEO of Spice It Up.
Good evening. Good evening.
He's from Germany. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mensah. Thank you, guys. Good evening.
Yes.
Thank you. Welcome.
Good.
Long time. Good evening.
Yeah. Well, welcome
Yeah,
our
yes.
other panelists, Mr. Abba Moa from Chicago. He's here. Yeah, welcome, Abba.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, as a matter of routine and established norm, we are going through the major daily headlines, stories that made news along the week, and so we were just discussing the story of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Seizing the draft budget. So before we go further, I'll give you guys 2 minutes each. What is your take on this, and then we'll go on to the next I don't know, news headline, paper headline. So what's your take on it? We'll start with Augusta God. What do you think? You're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay. For my own take on this issue, I think House Speaker Kofa is with wisdom, being that he has some experiences already in that area. So for the analysis on some interviews I monitor and his analysis towards it, I think they draft budget. Sometimes ago, the government had overloaded the budget with things that were totally meaningless, and they had to do a new review. They had to do reviews like 2 different times, recast the budget, and then had a reduction in it. So with this one, I think house freezing this budget, it means they're telling them, look, this is time for us to put our feet down and work in the interest of the Liberian people. So they might come back with something different, probably similar, because that's what they've often done anyway. Probably similar to what they have here, but there could be a cut in the one that we should expect.
Yes, I mean the story itself says that that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, he seized the draft budget because of the allegation of alteration in the figures in the budget, allegedly that somebody in the Speaker's office or the Speaker himself did the alteration, the changes in the some changes in the amount or some budget items, So yeah. So Abba, what's your take on it, Mr. Moore? Where?
Well, the whole we have been sick with some understanding from home and the latest. So this it's just a national disgrace. But the House of Representatives is right. When we talk what's our responsibility and how you go. So the right thing has to be done. So let them check line by line what was approved and see what was removed. And it's so the technical people that are supposed to do it, let them do the work so the budget can be reapproved. Whatever was not discussed and that was injected there later on should be removed. And whoever did that should be penalized by law, because the temper with budget is a crime under the Liberian law, under the criminal code or Liberian legal system. Yeah.
All right. I mean, you said it. You said it all. Because any tampering of the budget is a crime. So those who will be found guilty after the investigation, I hope that the law will take its course. Yeah. So I will ask Mr. Kamara, who is at the controls right now, to please upload the next topic on newspaper so we can have a roundtable discussion. From the Inquiry, the front page Africa newspaper says that the Finance Ministry sanctioned as publishers demand debt settlement. This is not the first time. The government of Liberia has been in the constant habit of being indebted to the publishers of the guys who are the printing press, like Sabana and other printing press. The government owe them. They get contracts to these guys. They don't pay. They expect people to pre-finance. When they do it, the government cannot pay them. So the local publishers, including the newspapers owners, the owners of the dailies around, have decided not to do. To suspend any government, media work. So, I think that's what it's all about. So, we will start again from Paul is not here, but Jamel, what's your take on this? Is the government should be responsible enough? What do you think? What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think what I noticed for media institution like Liberia are really struggling with their bills, and they don't have much. Sales for newspapers don't go anywhere. It's not helping them. They only live on advertisements and other contributions or donations that come through. So not paying these guys their money is like kind of literally killing them. We need to have a really sympathy for them. They're in the media. They've been doing that much with time now. Printing press is not making much money. In fact, it's going out of style. People are going digital nowadays. If they struggle to keep us informed through the papers, I think the government not only think the government should go ahead and not only wait while all these all public outcry. They should go out there and pay them off. Much of the time, I'm not thinking I want to say if my colleagues come in. If the government does not pay, what can they do? Because eventually they don't care. Government will come out, look, what much about newspapers? We don't put in there, it's up to you. We've got other papers that will take on. Or they could come out own government newspapers. They used to do it before. Government used to run their own newspapers. In the years, but I think Samoa should be aware of that because it's one of the oldest among us here. You know that the government run their own newspaper through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Information, where they publish the Gazette or Gazelle, you call them, and release them. So the commercial newspaper, private newspapers, sanction that. I don't think that's I think you should drag the ministry to court to make sure they pay that debt. If they're indebted, they should pay them. Sanction won't be the only solution. They should also make sure that they pay for it.
Okay. I want to welcome Cora Tracy. Welcome. Cora.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you here. So
It's an honor
today
to
we
be
have the 5 panelists. So we are 6. We will be very economical with our time tonight. So yeah, so we are discussing major headlines from our local dailies in Liberia. We are on this bottom story from the front page Africa newspaper, who states that the Foreign Finance Ministry is sanctioned by the puppeteers, the guys who do work for the government in the various newspapers and the outlets. Yeah. So, Moa, Alba, what's your take on this?
Well, I think it's the right thing to do. If people paying all the big salaries and you have a little business doing for them, and every time they won't pay you, but you just work, and you go to find out ministry. If you were chasing a $10,000 check, you end up paying $2,000 to $3,000 in order to get that check up. So, I for one, if I were opportune to have done such a business in Liberia, man, my check would be at the door before your services are rendered to you. So this is the right thing to do. That sanction them until they can pay you. If they don't pay you, wherever or with whomever you can do your business, do it. Maybe they will find a new area as they could be around. But the newspaper have been doing the work for them since I think the interim government of Amos Sawyer, and it's about time to just do what you're supposed to do right. You can't take 5, 6 months, whole year, you're not paying a business institution. They got employees, and this is the government in Africa that pays some of its employees in United States dollars, especially the people at the legislature. So I think that's the right thing the business establishment is doing. Sanction it until you get your money.
All right, it's the right thing. So yeah, we'll go to Mr. Cholope. What's your take on this? No.
Well, let me welcome Carol or Carol.
Yes,
First.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, if you have done business in Liberia and you dealt with Liberian government before, this is an age-old problem. And some of others dealt with the government before. you have to spend, if you going for $5,000 project, you may end up spending $15,000 before you get that $5,000. Something that would benefit them, benefit the country, you end up being the loser. So this is welcoming by the publisher. I mean, you can be doing things free. It is where it is in Liberia. I think it's about time people take a stand. Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good thing they're doing. If they can pay them, then don't do business with them.
Yeah, all right. I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah. So, Miss Tracy, welcome.
Yes.
I would like to have your input on this.
I'm not really updated with the information, but from what I heard from you guys, I think that the media institution also should step up their game because we now live in a time where uh, AI has taken over everything and artificial intelligence, and people have access to fast internet and information so fast. So I think the media institution should also embrace a new change. In as much as it has been an age-old institution, they should also upgrade and keep up with the new development, the latest development when it comes to the media, the social media, and every media outlet, especially in regards to technology. But nevertheless, the government should pay them their money, and they should also step up their game. That's my take on it.
All right, Cora, Miss Tracy. So before we go to our next panelist, we would like the public would might like to know who you are, where you from, where you joining us from.
I'm joining from Netherlands, from Holland. I'm Cora Tracy Gay. I live in the Netherlands.
Oh, welcome. Can you zoom Cora in?
Oh yeah, I hope so. I hope so. We don't have that opportunity. No, next time we're trying to get. I'm gonna Paul can get over here. I can't zoom Tracy.
All
I
right.
think Paul can try that.
She's
Okay. We'll go to government.
I think
Augustus, what do you think on
Cora
this?
is a little bit far away from the camera. Yeah,
Oh, let
there
me
you
bring
go.
it a bit
Yeah,
closer.
beautiful lady, come close to the market camera. Thank you. I think you can see her now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Come a little bit closer.
yeah, fine. It's much better now.
It's fine. She's okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mensa. This has been one of our old age problem, government and media. The fight always used to be also with some public officials, those that has real estate. They were always having businesses with government, and they were fighting all the time to make sure their arrears and their settlements are met timely. But you can see the difference there now. This is a new government, is mixed with young people being stakeholders and government officials. And some of them are not some of the media people who own media businesses and, whether print media, electronic, and social, whatever it is, they are not owners. So they won't fight for the media. So you find these things happening until you can have those people who used to always push for their media entities to have their salaries and their payments met on time. But it is totally wrong. The government should be able to be more responsible, because if it was the other way around, that the media entities will owe government the services, government will start to look for fines to give them. But now they are owing the people and don't want to pay. So I think it's the way forward is a step to call government to attention to say, hey, we've done this for you, we deserve this. Or we had this agreement, we've done our part of the agreement, it is time for you to do yours part.
All right.
So
I
it's
mean,
a
I
step
think.
forward.
All right. We are going to have an hour. We got an hour to go, so we will actually spice up the show now. We have the latest from the Chief Justice Gloria Mususka release. Yeah, she has been acquitted. The Supreme Code of Liberia, which is the final arbiter of justice, have rendered that she is a free woman. She's not guilty. So, guys, we will start with Miss Gay, Tracy. So, what you are a woman? No, I guess you should be a parent. If you're not, losing your daughter, and we're looking at the probability of you yourself getting your own daughter. So, I mean, what's the take on this?
My take on this is that the justice system in Liberia is not straight because people, I think, it's based on like fairy tales or whatever sentiment. But I think the justice system in Liberia needs to do more, and I would like to really know as well on which ground was she released, what really happened, because things like this keep happening. We saw this in the, I just had this conversation with my friend today in the late Angel Toba's death. You see people going scot-free from for things that they have done. So why is it that our justice system cannot hold people accountable? Doesn't matter what position you have held before in the government or what you have done, but the law is the law. People needs to face the law. The law in Liberia is not straight. I can say this for a fact because I have seen this, I have experienced this as well. And the justice system in Liberia isn't something that I can rely on or to tell you, oh yes, this is
Oh, but let's look
100%
at this,
this or
Ahmed.
that.
According to Miss Councillor Scott team, the legal team, they brought up, I think, a pathologist from the United States of America, from somewhere abroad, and he found under the late, what's her name, the deceased fingernails, some they call a residue of something of a male skin on her nails. So it was taken to court. The government lawyers said it was inadmissible. So that one they overlooked it. So that was the reason why I think the Chief Justice, the Supreme Court, render that decision was. I mean, the judgment rendered by the judge at the time and to the government of Liberia's lawyer, they made some mistakes. So yeah, we all have our personal problem with the law in Liberia, though. So yeah, Mr. Moa, what do you think about this? What do you think?
Well, looking at the legality and looking at moral justice, for me, the case is not yet over. Okay? Because from common sense, passing a judgment is common sense and reasoning in law. What actually took place in that house, you don't need anyone to tell you whether DNA or somebody was found in somebody's nails. You and I know that nail takes that in for months. If you don't go back there to clean your nails, you know that, right? Now, their own common explanation to the police and in court. Gloria explained to the public. She sprayed the person in a very close range with the tear gas. We all know what tear gas is. Somebody entered the hall. 5 women were in that house. And she sprayed that man. According to her own yard security said, they didn't see anybody entering, anybody leaving the house. So if you tear gas somebody close, very close in the eye, in a house, how did the man leave that house? That one moral stand we look at. Now, 5 women in a house. Somebody entered and killed one. My God, even we are men, the first thing we're running outside before we take action. Okay? Let's say the way our Liberian horses look, so that if like one of them where you got a room landlord one way to the back inside, and somebody is shouting or gunshot will hurt, the person is being killed. The first thing you running outside to get balance before you react. Okay? You will not stand in your room and you begin to fight. You run outside to know how you take stand. So they were 5 in the house. They said somebody got inside and killed one of them, and now one of them ran outside. Morrison holding right there. From one of the ladies, she said she took a knife from the presumed criminal, and the man later came and took the knife from her. This criminal entered to kill. Who are you to take knife from him, and he will come back to you and take the knife with all you being hurt? I will leave it there for that moral justice. According to our witnesses of that community, they said Gloria's biological daughter and her stepdaughter they were not pulling in our house. So they were actually fighting at night, and the stepdaughter had knocked the biological down and beating her, and Gloria got mad and went into a room and sprayed the girl in the face. While crying, the daughter left from under her and went to the kitchen and brought it there and stopped the girl as many times as she could. Okay? And the dumb in the bathroom, and later on before they called alarm. All in all, her own security guard in the yard, they did not see anybody going out of the house or entering the house. There were no penetration. Yeah, I stopped right there. I put what I actually seen, the case is not over. Some criminal intent has occurred to favor somebody because the person was a figure in society.
All right. So, Paul, Mr. Chulipa, what do you think about that?
You know, guys, this story is actually, when the release of this woman, it broke my heart. The reason why that young girl that was killed, she just died of free death. Because this show in Liberia, if you are a powerful person, you can get away with murder. When this incident happened, we were on a Red Power radio station in Broadway, and our journalists at the time, they were the very first people on the scene. And one of the things they came out with is there was no breakthrough in our house. So the police did an investigation and they found out that no one broke in the house. All of them that were arrested, one of them is the murderer. And today they're free. I'll stop there.
Jamel, what's the take on that?
I want you to give a room to Gus to speak on it. I've got another story to follow up that we can answer that question. Let Gus speak, and I will put an article up that relating to this story.
Okay, this is my own take on this issue, right? You see, the law is so unique as it heads down verdicts, or it tries to interpret what certain law or penal laws or codes are. In some instances, you could murder somebody out of self-defense, and this same law that we expect to hold you because you've taken a life away, that law could defend you for taking that life away. Does that self-defense amount to the life lost? Can you account for that? We've seen so many cases, like even where our brother or the OPAP resides in the US. People take up arms, knives, other harmful instruments and take lives away, and the law stands for them. But in Mususcat's case, several factors we can blame on the law. The law is weak. We are not so much sophisticated in the narrative of a common sense and logic that Mr. Morware just preached, which is logical because law is logic. It can be followed. But in today's era, it's only followed and proven with sophistication. It's not proven by just looking at the law as being logical and just interpreting it by opinions. It must be proven with substantial evidences. And I think in the law common sense, those substantial evidences, our justice system lack them to prove why they should charge Mususcat or why she should be sentenced to life imprisonment. And because they lack that, they're telling us indirectly, do not trust this law, like our sister said here on the platform. So I think our justice system needs more. There's more needs to be done. And it is a total disgrace to us. Because I listened to the interview that Lord Cholople talked about. You know, she had the privilege to have some of the national police assigned to her house. Yeah, before she moved to Cinco, I also knew some police officers that, I mean, before she moved to the Congotown residence, there were police officers also assigned to the house in Cinco. She have always had them. So the press were there interviewing them and they were admitting. And on the day of the incidents, like Albert said, they could not prove to the law that this house, when you tell people somebody broke into the house, they leave marks and things there. They either come through the window, the door, you have your house fence, you have barbed wires. They didn't cut it. You're telling us some superhero from American fame just walked into the house and slaughtered somebody and walked away. Yeah, that's the story the Scots were giving to us. But that's Liberia. That's the justice system we have to deal with.
He's ended.
You're muted, Francis.
Earlier, we have 6 questions tonight on this show, so we'll gotta be very economical about our time, and then so we will. Jamel will give us some lead into his thoughts on as to who. The question that is lingering in the minds of all Liberians now is that who is the killer? Who is that mystic? Who is that mystery killer out there? So Jamel.
No, I just put out to it just like what Albert said, and Paul said it today. I mean, a couple of minutes ago, that on this show we were on the radio. We had live. The Red Power radio station is the only radio station I know. First one that started 2013 in. I think the Justice Moses Scott lives in District 17, which is a Brewer area, and they were the first news agent to arrive on the scene. And they did an interview, like what Mr. Mawa said. There was a lot of scoffing going on in their house a week before the murder came out. And we still want to know who killed her. Because that's the question comes to every Liberian mind. Who killed this young lady? I don't know. The Lord don't know. I don't know. So I will be wondering, I would love to know who killed her. Will the government take another investigation step to make sure the Liberians will get aware of who killed this lady? Another investigation, will that continue? That's my question.
Yes.
Before you go into,
let me come in. Let me come in quickly.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Paul.
If you all can remember the day that this lady was killed, On Spoon Network, Jerome Verdier came up with an allegation and he gave graphic details of how the incident took place. Now, this guy is in America. He was not in a house, but he was able to tell the world that was some valley was sent by
Valley Valley Tele.
Valley Teller was sent by Jefferson Kochi, and this woman's pepper spray Valley Teller. So that means they know who killed this girl. And how the Valley Teller entered our house, this woman, I think this case, somebody need to take onto this case again. That's something, or they need to get Jerome Verdier, who gave that description of the murder scene. Yeah, they reopen this case because this poor child cannot just die for nothing. So we know that Jefferson Kochi were called to the police station, Valley Taylor were arrested, and then who killed this girl? So the question now, this woman who pepper sprayed somebody, she saw the person that she pepper sprayed, she need to come out now and tell who killed this girl. So I think we can start a conversation from here.
Yes, it's not very interesting. Before the other panelists come in, I just want to bring to you guys attention. The Chief Justice appeared on the was it OKFM? I think 2 or 3 days before this incident, or probably a week before the incident occurred. She complained. She complained that her security had been breached. Somebody were killing her dogs. She had these dogs that she raised. People were throwing meat and fish with all kinds of things on it that killed the dogs. So, with all the explanation here, guys, was this murder premeditated? Was it planned in advance so that the public will have the what you call it, the image, or that she have been attacked, she's been sought after by by people with ill intent. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I'll quickly say something. Quickly, like when that interview happened, I think the government beefed up our security because, like what Paul said, she was being security, not only just private security, government police were beefed because she was a justice, she's a former justice of the country, well respected lady, and also well known in the legal firm. So definitely the beef up our security. When she complained, there were a lot of our house was 24/7 under watch. So the question comes: how will the Supreme Court come again and tell us the evidence proven in court was not enough, sufficient to hold her in jail? They don't know evidence. That's what they're saying. If you did read the story, so we still wonder. And the two pathologists took care of this: government pathologists as well as her pathologists as well. The defendant pathology. They give different stories. And Paul just told you, the council of what is his name again? Verdier told us some kind of description that somebody could hire some people to go and do this killing. Now, if she knows the person, what they do security, I've been a security officer. Mensa, Mr. Mensa. If you land up a bunch of people around here, identify who went into the house. If you know who went to, you will know the person you spray. So they should bring a bunch of similar people like Televani and put them there. Say, but I come identify who did use pepper spray here. So, this is not right, man. Our sister said today, this is not right. It can't, because someone in top position, this need to be investigated. I can tell you now, this is the end of the story. Because this poor child parent don't have the money to file this case. And that's the end. Once she's out, nobody's going to investigate it. It doesn't sound right now.
Okay, all right. It's like John Palmer Whistle on Joe Rice here now. So Albert. No, we'll go back to Tracy, Carol. What do you think? Did this murder was premeditated, or what do you think about it?
Well, I like to hold my opinion at the moment, so I'll listen to you guys. Then probably I might have something to say, but yeah, I just want to be a bit careful with what I say.
Oh, but listen, I understand you want to be careful here now. No, but look, we
Speak
outline
your opinion.
scenarios. We
Yes, but
outline a couple of scenarios here. She went out in the public crying that I mean, she has been a victim of attempted murder. Her car was broken into. They took her. They didn't take her. They didn't take anything, but they took her mobile. Court documents, old documents, and the old what you call it, laptop and other stuff. And then and this thing happened with our incident. So if you are a lawyer, which side would you have taken?
I would have taken the side of the victim because the story is contradictory. Everybody's given different stories, and from the justice minister herself, she should know better, being somebody in that profession for a long time, and it just doesn't add up. Even the common person who don't know anything about law can even put one, two, three together and know exactly what went wrong in that house because this isn't just right. We can't keep going like this. This case needs to be revisited, like my brother said earlier. This case shouldn't just go like that because if this girl's story ends like this, people would just think they can do anything and get away with it, especially people who have held power or who are in power. They're always above the law, and it's not right. Something needs to be done,
Yeah.
and it starts
Oh,
from her case. It starts from her, and it starts with us as well. We can just sit on the fence and say, "Oh yeah, John Palmer waits on John Rice." No, she's a human being, being even family to her to them. She's also her own person, and she deserves justice. So I'll stop here for now.
all right. So I expect the women and the men out there to cry for justice. In fact, before we go to Mr. Moore, the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice Groska has sanctioned an investigation to this case, and she asked that the government reopen or do not reopen per se, but I mean, launch an investigation to find the kid of this girl, Charlie Musu. So yeah, so I mean, she's willing to work with anybody, according to her. Yeah. So more, what do you think? I mean, fun. I mean, let's get by at least 5 minutes on 3 minutes on this stuff, and then we move on to the next topic. The president visits to China.
Okay. Brothers and sisters, look, it's petty. You see, it's petty. They always say maybe we need a Jerry Rawlings. And it'll keep the force, it may appear. Justice is not something to play with. It's like politics, building politics again, you will do all the politics are clear, crystal, clear. Water you look, top you see, low bottom you see. You put anything inside, it will float. And you will know that death is in it. You can't end this case. I know certain thing happened to the United States when I did 20 years and they fight and they prove it. Okay, we have to know the killer. Now, they brought him outside of and this specialist said some DNA of a man was in the nail. Okay, one 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 of the previously knee killers said, I took the knife from him and he came back for it. Did they check that knife to see whose DNA was on that knife? No. Did they check the floor to mark the DNA of all the people that were in on the wall, the blood stain, the this and that? Did they check the DNA on the knife that they tussle with? The foreign investigator did not say that. The Liberian government went by the explanation given that it was not factual because it was conflicting. Now, that night, when the incident took place, they listed the guy who believed to have been the bodyguard of the mayor. They incriminated this young guy, the mayor. I personally called some people in the city. I said, look, this case, it will carry a political weight against you guys. You have to prove it to the letter. Because they can't just jump on this mayor because he has been involved in something else, so they will bring such a case. That next, my little nephew is in Liberia. He a sedition, but with jokes. But he got cleared called saying, I wanna is like a guy now in 12th grade. But he will tell me things, say, Uncle, you're not on the ground, but what happened here is this. He said to me, he said,
one more minute to
one more second. He said to me, say, look, Uncle, the first thing, Glorious God ran out there and went to Justice Minister Dean's house to find why did she go there. Nobody said that one in this case. She went there so they can find legal way to state this case. And now,
so nothing is. What you read them, Mr. Moore?
Yeah, nothing is proven.
Nobody could say where your nephew got that information from. And that should be that should be somebody the evidence.
Nobody talk about. In fact, I put it on Facebook that the minister need to clarify. Okay, she did not call the police, but she went to me.
You were arguing on this for your nephew. Anyway, but we'll go on to.
She went there. Right. She went there and I said, oh, but if somebody was threatening by armed robbers, she would be brave to drive in the net to go somewhere because they have made a mistake to kill the girl in the house. So they were trying to find a legal means. Jerome said, way here in America and he identified the bodyguard of the city mayor. They brought a guy. They got
we discussed what you read there. What you write
why we want to know here the way the newspaper say we want to know the killer.
Okay, so I mean that's the $1 million question. We have to bring small. It hasn't proven until called the scene Samuel Templar. You either bring Samuel Templar or Barnabas Jones to come and help us.
We want to know the killer, that's all. What they told America from wherever, we want to know the killer.
We'll go into the next topic. Got time.
No, before you go to the next topic, bring Garcia hear his view on this thing, on the who killed this woman.
God said something similar. But God, that's good. I mean, your story, your 2 minutes.
We want to know the killer.
I can't say much and I can't say more than what the other people have said because like I earlier said, I can tell you for a fact I have no confidence in the Liberian justice system. Absolutely no confidence. So with this thing about this girl, Madam Scott should be able to tell the Liberian people plain, like white paper, what transpired. Because from story gathered, from police report to court investigation, everything in our Liberian town is upside down. Everything is totally upside down. She herself is explaining one part of the story. The girls in the house is explaining different part of the story to law enforcement officers. Her neighbors are explaining different part of the story. Her securities are explaining different part of the story. And the government used those investigations, those several lines of investigation, and rendered a decision. After a year or two, this same government, same Supreme Court, comes back to us. We all can remember about a year or two now. Two different incidences similar to Musu Scott case. The girl who was killed around the Lebanese premises in ELWA.
Yes, yeah.
It didn't take long again. The American missionary or pastor or whoever he is,
Lucas. Yeah.
went free, was driven to Roberts International Airport by even a lawyer or a practitioner of the law. And this is our justice system. These are the people we should say, okay, these are the things that the people will run to you for. But now I think they're making the people to be scared and nobody will want to run to the law. And then that's how you found instability. Because if somebody harm my family, or my friend, my best friend, my childhood friend, or whoever, and it concerns me, and we can't trust the law, then the law comes in people's hands. People start to take the law in their hand. And that same law will start going after people who will take law in their hand. So to avoid those things, I think our justice system needs to be revamped. But in a nutshell, I can tell you, I follow Lord Cholople. I see the possibility of the case to be recalled. It might.
Well, this is a precedent case. I don't know, because the opinion of the Supreme Court hinges on precedents. So I don't know.
Francis, that's true, but the case can be reopened when somebody found evidence on what is. So yeah, it can be reopened, and so
I agree.
We have a lawyer that will say, okay, let's bring Jerome Verdier in because this is what he said. This
but
case
Francis,
can be
Francis, the Supreme Court was smart in acquitting Madam Scott. They didn't do it like other people. In the Injure Tokpa case, they didn't do it.
Exactly.
So they're telling the Liberian people, we found sufficient evidence. That means they're telling the people, y'all can come back and ask us to go inside it again.
Well, I hope that the killer of this innocent, beautiful girl who was at the beginning of her life. I mean, she just was about to graduate from university. Her whole life ahead of her, and it was just mysteriously taken away. So yeah, but yeah, the law was justice was served to some people, and some people was injustice. We look out. Let's go up to Mr. McGill. All right, there will be a very short case. Mr. McGill, he called his lawyer to take the case down or take it back, so to speak, from the Supreme Court. The injunction that was put on the court, on the it was an injunction.
A request.
Request. Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think Mr. McGill, what do you guys think? Because I think for me, before I allow you guys to come in, let me give my take. Mr. McGill, I think has been put under pressure that look, you can't be the one year. We're talking about accountability and the rule of law and transparency, and you want to stop it, and then and precedent was set already from the Province Samaka case. So so McGill want to be like the guy now. Look, y'all crucify me. So yeah. So what you got to think about McGill, backing off the writ?
Francis, Liberia is a case. What happened to McGill in this thing when he was brave enough to ask the court to put hold to his stuff, but then he realized that when the Supreme Court freed Musu, they free the justice, he said, no. They think it could backfire too. Because what happened if the government can free somebody at that magnitude? Who is McGee that he know he was uncensored, and after he decided, you know what, let me do the sensible thing and pull back. He just be clever, that's all. He know that the court will not back him on this one. So he knew. So I think it was the right thing to do. Yeah, he faced justice.
Yeah, again, everybody talking about the unpredictability of our court system, the judicial system. Maybe Maggie could go free too. Maggie trusted and he trusted the court. So the reason why he said, look, send the people out, they're not straight, they're not going by the law. So I think I can, if they can free Gloria Scott, they can free me too.
Well, the thing is, he trusted the court system so much that, wait a minute, I'm going to use my authority, but now it ain't free. Mr. Scott, he looked at the whole thing, he said, no. These guys, they already after me. I will be done here. So,
all right, let's go to Tracy. Cora, what do you think? What do you think? Why Maggie, decided to back off to we seen his request to uphold the investigation. What do you think about that? What's your take?
I think he's a smart guy and trying to play smart and buy time.
Simple as that.
All right.
I agree with that.
All
I
right.
think he's a smart guy. I think I want to go with the system because Maguire's friend, he was like calling for a prohibition not to file a case against him. Now he's saying, you know what? I want to be transparent. So let's see what happened. But now the question comes to my mind. It's like, is this once they keep telling us, yeah, let the law take its course. Let the law take us. What are the results? Have any of you heard these results from the inauguration investigation? The result, many other things have happened. We never heard. Now we're talking about the lawmakers are saying that we're going to we're going to make sure these people tamper with the budget. We want to put the investigation committee together to make sure that we got a result. So I will be waiting to see the result of these investigations because I don't see all these things looking like it make news. After some time, we're not going to hear about it anymore.
No.
All right, let's go to our man, Guy. What's your take on it? Guys, remember we have a short time, so we have to be we got 20 more minutes to go.
Miguel is smart. That's the thing we can say. And Cora said it right. He's buying time because when they talked to Miguel and he did a press release, it was in one of the daily. Miguel said the issue of this supplementary payroll thing did not start from him. So at the close, he realized that since it did not start from me, that means government before and government to come are aware that this thing can happen and they have justified it before. So I can also justify it in a legal way or with legal terms. So he had to look at it and say, okay, if I want to be transparent and prove myself transparent and accountable, let me follow the law. In a simple term, he's saying, the lawyer that not law will step out by it and go. Yeah.
All right.
Let me add to what God said. I agree with Tracy. This thing he's clever. What happened is there are two former ministers, including the current minister, that tied with this case. So with the current minister too, and me, it's going to take them time to get to the current minister. So Maggie is smart here.
700 people on the list. God.
Oh yeah, what do you think about it? Come on.
Well, I would describe her action as legal and political immaturity. He's right now he on a threat from his party.
Okay.
Because he seemed to be exposing the political leader or the former president of the Republic of Liberia, and he been threatened by the party because that he long book a request for prohibition had popped up a lot of thinking. So while he trying to say everything that he did it was approved by the president or he was instructed by the president. So the party, legal-minded people are telling him what to do. But I am surprised as senator, when those kind of things happen, you got to go to the most legal-minded person to guide you because you are a figure, people looking up to you. So if he didn't do that, or a senior now, he on a threat from the party because he had mentioned the political leader's name. And if that is the case, many people would dig into that. So they are telling him to withdraw it. But again, that's Liberia. They are setting our country readily on fire because people want to prove that something I will talk on will go to the end side that society need to do. You already, it's documented. It went through the social media everywhere. People save it in the email. So it will still be used against you in court. Let me stop there.
Yeah, interestingly, I think according to the article said he and his former ally, Serena Seaforth, fell off.
Okay.
Because Serena Seaforth was a lawyer.
Yes.
So I think these are actions that prompted, that predicated his action to have
withdrawal.
Yeah, withdrawal.
It's like you found the best liar to lie on your behalf, but you and the liar got beef.
Oh God, Liberia, we got some cases.
So a lot of have behind the scene. But anyway, this story, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Information was just trying to lay a framework about people who unlawfully did things under the cornucopia of the presidency, using the president as a cover up. And he drew down he drew a parallel with the case of Brandon Samikaya, where he said, unlawful people have no immunity under the law. So but I think there's the same short story. But I think the most important story here, let us go to the president trip to China, because China, is a major power in the world, militarily, economically. China is a superpower, and China is our ally, one of the enemies on the earth now, in terms of trade, in terms of human rights. And our president is going to China to get assistance. So what will our big brothers say? Our partners? They say don't want to be called big brothers. They want to call an ally. So what would they think with our president's trip? Although this trip is African, the China summit of African leaders and stuff like that, and he goes to Indonesia as well. And interestingly, again, let you guys know, government officials already there. I think that trip is like 200 people going on that trip, because the Senate has already gone ahead. And they left yesterday. Delon, Yomli, and all people a group of people going there. So
I think he taking a long 50 himself. People like
we will start. Jamel, what's your take on this trip? We'll start with you, since you know.
This is a strategic partnership looking for to put this arrest agenda together, because the president has made a couple of trips to the U.S. He just came from the U.S. and we're expecting to talk to the American government. This is our traditional big brother where we should be having some support. I know that America is helping us, helping supporting our budget, but we expect a big budget to come from the USA, but that's not forthcoming. Since the president made 2 or 3 trips to the US since he took over, there's not any big thing that he has shown to us that he has gotten from the USA. In other European countries, I can't remember the president has come to Europe so far since he took over. If he did come to Europe, I'm not aware. But now the Everest
Hmm.
look up to China for support. Now he's taking about, I know, about 50 good people going with him. So that means that we expect him when he arrives at the airport. They expect back on the 6th of September. On our return, we should be able to, because what Ellie and the other person would do, the journalists would grab her at the airport upon their arrival to tell her, Mr. President, what would you expect? What did you bring for us? So you're able to, at that arrival, they should be able to tell us what is in the package. Or after that, go to the place, have a press conference. This is why, but it never happened in his case. So this time, with 50 good members I know of, for the newspaper that are going to attend, I hope they can get some good from, for Liberia to support his arrest agenda. Because this is what all the noise about arrest, arrest, arrest. I hope they arrest. This look, one thing I want to say here, this is not being political parties. We're not pushing partisan politics here. You also will say that 100 days the cars will not be stalking to the mall. And now we see a lot of stuff happening. And when we're speaking here, people speak like, okay, you guys are being very critical. But 8 months now so far, what have we received so far? Why can we say, well, the president is doing something good or the government is doing something good? So this trip should bring something good for us. I hope.
Wow. All right, we'll go to the only lady on the panel there. What's your take on this uh, trip to China?
Betrayed the Liberian government officials, including the president.
Like my brother just said, the president has been to, not this one hasn't been his first. He has been to so many trips, but we haven't gotten any press result or press release from his visit and what happened. And we are not getting anything of importance when it comes to his trip abroad. So, what do we expect from this one? And knowing exactly China, who they are, and the kind of relationship they have with African countries, and when they get the ports of African countries, what happens? So, these are things we should be looking into, and the president should also tell us exactly his missions to those countries and things that he discussed or he don't have to tell us everything, but in things of importance of relevance that we as citizens needs to know, he needs to be giving us information about his trip because China isn't a country that you will mess with. No, they are smart. And before you look it, you got wrapped around the finger and you cannot escape that. So they should be careful. We want to live, we want our children to also enjoy the resources we have. They keep telling us we have nothing, but I know we have a lot. So they should be smart and they should also communicate with their citizens concerning their trips.
All right, Augustus, what do you take on this trip with the president and his entourage?
Uh, Let me refresh our memory. We had one of the topics under discussion before. Play, you remember we talked about the huge sum of money that China promised, and we started to detail China's interest in Africa, and Liberia is not an exclusion or exempted from it. So, I mean, for a short time, it will be positive because China wants to invest a lot into Africa. They have their own reasons and they have their interest. So there could come some good news from there. Probably also the president could be correcting some wrongs because we all saw the yellow machines flying all over and around here, and later on they got some criticism from the public and other political officials. So maybe he's going for business engagement. He's trying to lobby and make sure investment come to Liberia because China is having her eyes on Africa, and Liberia sits right on the coast. um, 10, 15 years back, we've been exploring our oceans, offshore exploration for oil and things, and other things were discovered that had not come to the public. So we have to be careful. We have to be very careful in engaging China as well. But I can tell you that I'm sure he'd gone in the interest of the country, but our government needs to be mindful. Why do we need a whole batch of the Senate or the representative on this trip? Why do we need up to 50 people or so to go negotiate on behalf of Liberia? Those are things that are raising concerns right now.
Okay, thank you. Lord Churupe, Lord Churupe, I mean, give a thought on this. So we got like 7 more minutes to go.
Well, I think President Boyka need to contact me. Let me introduce him to King Charles. That will save him a lot. Just he and King Charles can sit down and have a discussion and taking 50% behind him, spending huge money on Padam that the country GFK don't even have paracetamol. This is wrong. He can travel to China with 5, 6, 7% and they can still negotiate. Get the key ministers to go in there, do what they need to do, and bring the best goodie to Liberia. But 50, what Yomni and Delon and all of these people going to do to negotiate on what?
Oh, no,
Isn't
no,
that
no.
they're going to,
Let me hold you right there.
go to checkmate the government?
No, no, let me hold you right there. Yomli and Delon trip is some parliamentary trip.
Right. So I just want to get that clarification.
It's exclusive and it's not related. It
Right.
just happened that they're all going at the same time.
They all go at the same time. We know there was South Korea trip that Delon, when he came, I became the information minister.
No, this is being paid for by, according to Delon and the Senate, that trip is being paid for by the Chinese their Chinese counterparts.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna be very critical here of those liars in Liberia. We just read something here about the recast of the budget that nobody know who tampered with the budget. Now, taking 50 delegates, I will refer you guys to the late president of Tanzania that became so powerful in short period of time in Africa that even once he wanted to travel, he said, no, because of my country, I will save money. I will send my ambassador to represent me. Let's be honest. Liberia, today we know, yesterday we had a show where we talked about the World Bank, that Liberia owe the World Bank money they have not paid it. They already in debt. If he carry 50%, that lot of money per dam. Think on it. That money could be used for some schools in Liberia. People today, they got their kids that won't be able to enter school because they don't have money to register. The fact is 50 people too much. Why can't you get a handful of people? That's my point here. The idea traveling to China, I think I embrace it. I think he need to go to Russia and other countries to help Liberia instead of only China. To be honest, because you see Sierra Leone and other, Sierra Leone had a deal with the Russian government to build a nuclear power plant to provide them with electricity. So going elsewhere is welcoming, but the amount of people that he traveled with is too much. That's my point.
All right. So yeah, the amount of people.
And Francis, maybe I can chip in something for just a few seconds, right?
We are
I
running
think
out
the
of time.
more
Yeah, I gave 1 minute. So
okay, I think also the more we engage China, the lesser our friendship with our ally and our big brother becomes. So we have to be careful with other bilateral arrangement and engagement we do around here. America has a lot to offer, but we have to know how to take it from them. They will not just dash it on you like that.
I think the government of Liberia has they should have the right to do it. I mean, if we are not strengthening our bilateral relationship with China, I think China, this is a conference. Well, China's role of doing things in Africa, China gives you money. If you want, I listen to one journalist, and I know for myself, China, you want infrastructure development, you want roads. If you want $1 million, you want $1 road, China can give you $1 road. They're not asking you question anything on it. You want your $2 road, China give you a $2 road. They ain't asking you. China have done it before. China gave Liberia money, and the airport right in front of us here, the Rouse International Airport. They give them the money, and the money. China ask them why you do the balance money. And therefore, China does not. I mean, does not demand a lot of things like human rights. So I mean, it may be good for Liberia, it may be bad. So yeah, but I give about the chance to come in quickly, and then we'll go to our closing topic, the bad road medicine. Then we have we call it a day. Yeah, about Mr. Moel, please go ahead.
Yeah, well, and not much to say on the trip. We've all been worrying. The list of places where he would be visiting from here, from there, and to China and by here and there. I was saying, oh, but is the medical doctor assigned to the president, legal, and all these things, are they aware that he have his own condition? He going on all of these different weather. But let's look at the political and economic side of the trip. First of all, I don't know how they are entering China. China plenty on propaganda. They inviting almost your whole country to enter there at once. For them, that's a game. Now, is Liberia prepared to go the contrary to the advice of the INF or the United States? Let's put it that way. So the trips, yes, it's an economic waste. Mind you, those are who studied in the former Soviet Union. That one guy saying in Liberia, he was trained in Russia to kill, and nobody can play with him. I think he told the Honorable Yeke Kolba. So I asked my colleague, they need to find that guy, which institution he studied, that they will train you to kill. You are Liberian. First of all, you are Liberian. KGB is on you because you are an American in Africa. Now, how they look at us. So they will not take Liberian students to any military facility. No way. And again, what I'm trying to say, the Chinese will embrace somebody that they depend on, that their deal will not waste. I remember Bouaga was then the vice president of Liberia. The president, I think the guy, maybe you are 46-year-old. The Chinese president went to Liberia and sat with Ellen. I think it's on the internet. And the interview was going on. The Chinese president said, we can help you with the needed money to build your circular general road in Liberia. Then the connecting, one from north to south, one from east to west. China, he said to his interpreter, tell her, China will give you the money. Your people are strong people. They only need a push. 1 week later, the U.S. delegation was in Liberia, made of representatives and senators. And they asked our president at the time, and they said, what the Chinese are doing here? Oh, we're waiting on you all. I just want to end that. So what if you want to gain development, you have to defend, you have to decide, defend your stand and your policy. You're going to play games, say you're going to job the other one, get money from that. It will not work. So the United States is watching. They will play low part because of the historical, the brotherhood connection, all these things. They will do a little in Liberia. But until the signs of good governance can show some sign in Liberia, they will not do much over there. So if you want to turn to Chinese, you want to turn to the Chinese, you better turn. If you don't want to turn and you think you're going to play game and take more from there, you're going to get nothing. Let me just start right there.
And friends say, give me 1 second, please. Let me just add something. God said
Yeah,
something
go
here
ahead.
about our biological partner. The SKD Stadium today, you'll see it was built by the Chinese.
Yep.
During the Turbo time, when Turbo went to China, he came back, that was the end. So we have to be mindful. History tell us that if you go on the other side, a big brother not happy with you, they have a way of doing things. I just want to throw that in there.
Yes, okay. Let's go to Tracy. What your take on it, madam?
Oh no, I rest my case.
I know.
All
A
right.
big one.
But okay. Augusta, have you spoken on it? Jimmy, have you spoken?
Yes, they did.
All right. But listen, guys, I mean that before we go to our next topic, about the the new viral medicine, the real, according to, look, China, I said it earlier, the Chinese want to take over Africa. They are doing a lot of things in African countries. They are putting money there. The Chinese are all over our place, everywhere. They are involving illicit minings here and there. They are involved in
Yep.
illegal minings. They are behind everything. I mean, even the China Union or wherever you guys. So Liberia should be very careful because Tracy said the same thing. I mean, our country will be in debt, perennial debt, until our children, our resources will be mortgaged. At the rate this government is going, it's scary. They got to slow down a little bit. Yeah, so our next topic has to be on the roads. We have heard that uh, President Borka is a new viral medicine. The 100 days, no car will be stuck in the mud. We saw videos where people flying, traveling from here to Maryland County to Grand Gita. You can go there in 1 day or 2 days and be back. So, but I will call him the nemesis of the government. Yaga Koluba went, he did his own free field trip. He put something contrary. I don't know, maybe more, Yaga went somewhere else. That the road the guys then went on. So we upload Yeka's uh, photo, because this photo I think is the old photo, or this is Yeka's story, or this should be the campaign's photo, I guess. I've been on the road. Yeah. So yeah, guys. Paul, what do you think? What's your take on this? On the road issue?
Okay, the first thing is it's a new photo because Yeke did a video on this same area, and we don't want to play that video because the language he's using, I don't think our audience want to listen to it. He went to Nima County. He was going to Grand Jaden. That's where he did Yeke there. He's standing there. So it's not a campaign time. It's just recent time that he did this. So,
all right.
The road condition, although we're told in the first 100 days there will be no car stuck in mud. So Yeke decided to prove the government wrong, and he's in this video. We'll play it. He talked about the $22 million for rehabilitation. Where is the $22 million and the roads are bad? So Yeke gone beyond now to tell the people, say the people ate the money. So how come the roads today, cars are stuck in the mud? And he thought he was going to Grand Jada. He even got advice from one of his colleagues. He said, no, I don't think you can make it. So he had to turn around, and he went back Monrovia when he posted this picture. But I'll let for Jamal to remind us that our president said, if you have that clip, play is for our audience. The promise that the president made to the nation, if he can pull on that.
Okay. Liberia, I can't hold. What is that?
Okay. Why Jimmy is looking for that?
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
I mean it. Major road.
So where are we?
Who determines the major roadblock I was talking about?
Well, from what we were told, guys, they marked there are few corridors they've been in a rescue mission. There are few corridors that they earmarked that these corridors were bad. And they were referring to them specifically that in the old days, when we were growing up, we could travel vacation time because they have popular West station all over the country. So there would be no car stock in any road. So they were going to have all of these substations. Maybe it meant for the yellow machine that came that is being parked. So maybe if that yellow machine were in operation, we'll have the roads. I mean, today we'll not be complaining about these roads. So that's what he meant. The corridors that were bad, those corridors are still bad. And Yeke went to one of those corridors and reported this.
Yeah, well, okay. Can I say something there?
Go ahead.
Yes. You know, the Black administration got a lot of people, Liberian men would say bullshitter. Yes. They think it is just the student tree where you go there, you'll get a yes and you'll blow it up to find out the facts. Running a government is an organized system. Okay, the government not the faces of human being, is a system. A major highway, and then Liberian would know from Monrovia, southeastern, where we got all the counties back there. The second one, it could be Lofa. Okay, if you get those two moving, well, the other places will be facing it. But now, yeah, a government like King had it even organized with 22 million, how it got in the hand of people. I know our public works were doing it, who were doing it. Now, to greater the ground and just leave it and say the road is fixed, after you are knowing it all the years, Liberia is a high rainfall area, and you didn't do anything, and you can't say all the road fixed. I was shocked. The senator from Grand G that said it took him a few hours to get to Grand G that he came on air and he was saying it. Then the other day, a friend of mine here called Mr. Kawo, people were going, they were stuck, and they sent photo back to him, and he said, oh, but 6 years ago, there was the same condition. I thought we heard at the roof, and Kesali, the deputy minister at State for Presidential Affairs, said, oh, but when the Bar Road medicine was there 6 years ago, you didn't see that one. So I know that I said, this is a message talk. The president can announce, you got and say, all the road what you need to carry up. When you say the road fixed, the understanding from the ordinary person is the road are prepared for the rainy season. We know that dry season, everybody dry, you can go to the road and go. Even if you don't go to it, the mud is dry, you can pass away and go. So we having a problem in Liberia. We having serious problem in Liberia. People are there to showcase things, take our money, put it in their pocket, and go. This is what happening. They lie to us. They lie. And not only yet showing it yet. People inside other places that is stuck in mud, they are showing it over the social media. No way to go there. Okay? So we got problem. We got serious problem. The president, he really needs to sit down and put a technical team together. First of all, I know anyone on this show from in Monrovia. Send the guy together. The Commission of Good Government or Good Governance has now put any washer together to look at the problem, how to address the present problem, to see the immediate area to address. If I tell you something, I got 1 minute, right? Maybe at the end I will talk it because I've been crying 2 days now. But that's why it is. I would say at the closing, comment.
Got approximately 15 minutes, so we'll be very soon. If you go
You are
again
being sued.
above your 2 minutes, I may interrupt you. So yeah,
Oh,
Carol. So what we will do this, we do this with a closing statement. So we'll give you 3 minutes. Yeah, man.
oh, that's good.
Okay. As Liberians, we cannot keep doing the same thing and expect new results. We keep recycling the same criminals, the same people, the same liars, and we expect new results. So it is on us. We can hold the government responsible for what's happening. It is our responsibility because those people have had key powers before. They had the ability to change or do things differently. They didn't do it. Why do you think they're going to do it now? We keep doing the same thing and expecting new results. So that's it. A
All
liar
right.
will
So
always be a liar.
okay, thank you. I mean, that's it. A bit very strong words there from the sister. Yeah, guy, you can do this with your closing as well. 2 minutes, three
Okay,
minutes.
in as much as we all should critique the government for the poor performance, but we also must also consider these comparing situations that we gave here. The situations of people being there for 6 years and this government is less than a year or close to a year. We cannot, because they have age in their favor, or we will call it time in their favor to perform. At least 2.5 of their entire period, we can rate them on their performances and say they are poor and they should have done this. Yes, they are underperforming, but I think with the road issue specifically, uh, in Nimba County, Nimba is one of the biggest counties we have in Liberia. I know there are several other small feeder roads that links the major ones to Grangida County. So Yaka could be at one end and just doing videos and photos from there and making sure he make references to the failures of the government. Mind you, they are failing, of course, but they did some work on the road prior to the rainy season or so, and now we're coming to the rainy season. You obviously will expect the road to be damaged because there were no how you call it asphalt pavement on the road. It was just brittering the gravel so that people could commute for the time being, But as a close, what I would say is Boyka promised us road, and to keep his focus on those things. So he told us to think Liberia, build Liberia. So let's watch it and see. They still have time, but we can still be talking and analyzing what is good and what is bad.
All right. Thank you very much. I will allow Paul to do his closing and his thoughts on our role situation.
Uh, I'll say thanks to all the panelists here, and it's good to have Tracy on the program. I like your straightforwardness, and for all the, I think they really enjoy you. And those that are watching us from YouTube, say thanks, and also please subscribe. What I want to take us back to is the little girl that was killed, and I hope that somebody, some good lawyer in Liberia, see reasoning to bring this case back. That girl needs justice. You cannot have people in a higher authority because they famous, they be shot, they get away with something. The story regarding Kurub or Mususka, it doesn't add up. I'm not a lawyer, but common sense tell us that something is rotting in this case, and I hope we'll find some lawyer to bring this thing back. And also to the rules. I mean, the United Party made a promise that in 100 days there'll be no cars talking more, and they were smart enough to say that because it was during the dry season when which start in with that 100 days. They didn't consider the rainy season in this. So I think President Barker was smart to say in 100 days, and then the 100 days there were no car stock in the month. So after 100 days, we'll go back to the status quo. What happened is people now stock. If you go to Liberia, you want to travel from Monrovia to Maryland, it will take you 1 week, or you have to go to Africa Coast before you enter. So I think we should give Barker the credit here. He didn't say during the rainy season, he said in 100 days, that 100 days was up to the dry season. So it is where it is. Yeah.
But you must be prepared to give a take position.
Okay. How about Moa? PK, or you're closing on this?
My closing today,
on the night.
Ronnie Estate is not a joke. I had a sister in Indiana here, my stepsister, and on letter, former business person in the market, and she used the word, "Hey man, that every time we can't change the government in Liberia. When we get election, the same government." She said that word, and I'm like, even sister building, and they all know. Can you imagine somebody who are not going to school will make such a statement? We got election, we put the same government back. Okay. So in crossing the road, there is no excuse. We got scientists. Okay, people who are scientists, they study situation. It could be social, it could be natural science. The road issues were being studied. What we put on the road to make it hard? It took $22 million. You have to go and push Caterpillar, push that along all over and come back and say you use $22 million. No way. Okay, rocks were being prepared between sands, those major areas that we know that are molded to get a solid condition, not all over the place. I will end the road issue there. I've been crying a few days. My cousin died.
Okay.
I was talking with a brother, and he gave me some experiences from JFK. I didn't know that through all from Ellen, George Open administration, that at JFK, the nation #1 government hospital, the former referral hospital in West Africa, the hope of the nation, that if you do not carry United States dollars, you can't register, you can't be treated. If they register you, I know the demand for $10, you pay that. For the ear doctor to see you at $50. For the eye doctor to see you, another $50. If they prescribe the medication, they tell you where to go to buy. Of course, they got a clinic across the road. Some of you who've been there recently, you know. So you want to tell me all the assistance being given to Liberia for a drug to be in a hospital, the Liberian data is not used there for people to register or to pay for the drugs or to pay for medication. That means the whole nation is broken down. There is no way to fix it. Because if your own national currency is rejected by the very government, we are far beyond repair. It can't be honored that very system, that very government cannot repair Liberia, cannot carry Liberia anywhere. Because those are places it's supposed to hold ground regardless what happened. The doctors are on government payroll, and they are being paid US dollar to perform the duty for which they are being paid. This is sad, gentlemen. We lost.
And Mr. Mbowe, they still got written on our money, this banknote is legal tender.
Yes. Yes. Can we? I couldn't believe it. A cousin called that he heart beating, that he can't be stable. So he said, I went there, I got to pay $95, I got to pay $80 on this side. So my man, I'm just calling you to help me with something. So I said, Thomas, which money you talking about? 95, 85? He said, that US dollar. If it was local money, I won't call you, brother.
But don't you think you are trying to milk you too?
No, because I 2 incidents in a week. My
right.
cousin died there, his brother was there. And he spent about almost $500 within a day.
Wow.
Everything was US dollar. US dollar. But the fact is, why should US dollar be requested at the government hospital? How didn't they put on government payroll? So it's better to cross it down than everybody go to the private hospital until the government is able to open the hospital. But you made life hopeless in the whole country.
All right, Mr. Moe, thanks for your on behalf of the bottom line, we extend our deepest condolences to you and your family for the loss of your cousin. For the JFK issue, the drugs problem in Liberia, the U.S. government ambassadors, the former ambassador stated clearly that the people at Ministry of Health, I mean, they are putting a lot of money. USAID, UC are putting a lot of money into the drugs, and the drugs are never disappearing. So it's not it's the government of Liberia, it's Joseph Boakar's administration responsibility now to tackle it. So I would just want to close, and then our studio guest and engineer, panelist Jamel will take us home. Gentlemen, thank you all for tonight. It was a great show. We've gone 2 hours.
But the guys closed.
Yeah, he did close. Okay, he did.
Okay.
And God, did he close, right?
Yes, I did on the Yaka issue.
Yes, so thank you all. We will be back here on next Tuesday to discuss issues concerning our country. So thank you all, and then our viewers out there. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing the show. Jala TV, who is relaying the show as well. Yeah, thank you, and it's all to you, Jamil.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I want to say a special thanks to our sister, that's Cara T. Tracy Gay, for joining us. Don't be a stranger. We want you every time. And others who join us, wherever we join us from. Thank you very much for being in the driver's seat tonight, Mr. Mensah, and other guys, Mr. Moe from Chicago, USA. Yeah, the lost and found brother, Augustus God Tome. Welcome back, Mr. Tome. As of tonight, we call him Mr. Tome. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And I'll take you over a beautiful Liberian song called Flow Seat, Talk So. And we wish you see you tomorrow. See you on Tuesday, please.
It's Dash Media. It's Flossy, baby. Money will follow later. I got shots when you held my hand. I started breathing, I got frozen. For some reason, I lost my mind. When you were telling me, say you were feeling me too. Same fanboy, the cutie eyes, and the brown skin looks like chocolate. 6 feet tall with 6 spies. You gon' shy, you just my spec. Man said been feeling you to the wild when you say be my girl, I say yes, okay. I remember you said you like your girl with a hiding color like mine. But yeah, we thought so and thought so. If you see,
this is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook.